Wild Soul or the War Beast he's been picking.
Yeah, Zlapped banning the Wild Soul himself here, so not giving themselves that option, perhaps.
Yeah.
But also just taking it away, of course. So gonna think about this one here, but huh. So he was one of those that was banned last game too.
Yeah, that's actually true. It's a little bit interesting. I think that's also why he's picking him up because he saw his band last time. So okay, let's make a lineup with this. Or else he's. I don't think they've played a lot of Puppet lately. Not that I have noticed. Maybe I'm wrong. So it's interesting.
Yeah, nothing screams like, oh my god, we need to ban Puppet against it. Like he's not really a hero that is that
Uh,
on that level. I mean, Haxorad has obviously played him plenty of times throughout his career, but I was curious to see the first game. But hey, picked up here, so maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see this game why they did it. But Swift played the third pick instead for 2-0. Get their carry here. Now to the next band's coming out. So, again, as always, Swift played, never too certain on where he's actually going to be ran just yet.
so it's one of those great heroes that can be anywhere, basically. Second support, we've seen it. We've seen it mid, off lane. We've seen it hard carry, so you don't give anything away by picking it. The same thing with Magnus. Moira is definitely a given. It's usually the short lane support. So expect that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Behemoth is usually signaling off lane, and then Rhapsody Puppet, that's probably gonna be a lane. Puppet has been run mid from some teams as well, kind of in a solo role in the 1-1, so that is possible for sure. But I think the lanes are pretty easy to guess, at least the sync lane so far. It's off lane Behemoth, and then it's a dual support bottom, unless Puppet can definitely win its lane alone. That's the strong thing about the hero. It can carry, and you can win your own lane from the get-go. So they still have the option to do a dual mid with Rhapsody. Puppet does not have to be there down bottom.
Yeah. We do see some mid heroes being banned, of course. Prisoner, Sandwraith, Gladiator, and Riptide now coming out with the bans here. So, yeah, Puppet Master solo mid and things like Boxy of BMG comes to mind. I don't know if we're doing
Interesting to see the Sandwraith ban. I don't think Sandwraith and Puppet on the same team. I'm thinking that might be a little bit too greedy. I guess Behemoth doesn't take up a lot of farm, but he's still fearing that pick. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he should maybe in this situation, but I guess just to be safe, you take it out of the equation here.
Yeah. I guess they could have done the middle Puppet as we're talking about, then a short lane
Yeah.
Sandwraith would have been very possible, but yeah, maybe not worth the ban. But they take it out nonetheless. And now this final one, Sink using all their time actually. Not too often you use really all your time going into the third ban here, but that's what happens. Parasite is going to be their ban.
I think he's really thinking about what hero to get here, like in jungle, and it's what hero will they pick up, and what should we pick, and how that's gonna affect the mid game here. He bans Parasite, so maybe a Ophelia pick. It's not like it's a big counter or anything, but it could be possible. Solstice is also decent on his team to try and set up ganks for Puppet or in the mid lane if they pick something like Pebbles plus Solstice.
So now the final ban to happen for 2-0. Maybe thinking about that Parasite now and seeing how they want to ban as a response to it. But you'd figure Sync is still looking for that middle option in the end, as well as a possible jungler, of course. So keeping that in mind here if you're 2-0, of course. Already taking out the Sandwraith, the Riptide, and there's the Moraxis. They will throw on top of that as well. I guess he is good against Moira especially. So
Yeah. I understand that ban. It's gonna be really hard to zone that guy up top, so I think Zlapped would have probably picked up that hero. Except they have Behemoth already, so yeah. They could have ran Rax's mid and then have Puppet short. So if they ban it out, then Moira can gank mid most likely. Bubbles is really hard to gank too, so it's definitely gonna be a little bit rough for Moira. He can definitely kill the Behemoth up top though. That should be really easy. There's nothing he can really do about an illusion spawning. Or shards flying towards him, or the Mana Sunder for that matter. He has nothing to really keep him safe. He needs to rely on his positioning alone.
So we have the bubbles here. The fourth pick for 2-0 now. Going to be happening. Yeah, Zlapped again going down to 6 seconds of extra time there with the ban. So he's going to have to think a little quicker with his fourth and fifth pick. Not only one more to go here, but kind of putting him on the clock in that sense. But now back to 2-0. Again, as far as their lanes go, Swiftblade as a suicide more than likely, or possible at least. So still want that short lane. themselves here. And I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Squirry kind of do a unorthodox carry. I mean, I know it when they were known as Revolution, especially when they first came into the scene. Oh, that was one of the more entertaining things of them. They picked some pretty interesting. Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that right there. There we go. That's the Revolution now 2-0 that I love.
Geomancer. Okay.
With Magmus, that is something.
Yeah, that's all right actually. I'm not sure how they're gonna lane this. It might be a mid lane Magmus or Geomancer, and then the other one off lane, and then the Swift Blade in the short lane. Anything is still possible here. He's gonna go for the Void Beast for himself. Okay, I guess that's why he banned Parasite earlier, just to make sure that they could not have a lot of aggression onto his team in the early game, like we saw last game when they had Void Beast, Behemoth, and very passive Sandwave, also very passive lineup, and they punished that.
Yeah, didn't want him taking over the Hellhounds, things like that. So good ban for sure.
Yeah, so far they have a lineup that could be really active. I'm not sure what they will pick here in the last pick. They could pick a Solstice too and be really active and make some stuff happen. But that might be too much, honestly.
Is it possible to jungle? Whoa.
Okay, there we go.
What's up for us? Okay. Well, I was gonna say, is it possible maybe like jungle with a Geomancer, but they're probably gonna jungle with Lords of Forest now.
Yeah, they are. I think Magmus is a stronger jungler if you want to do that. Go that route because of the volcanic touch. If you're uncontested in the jungle as a Magmus, you can get a 12, 13, 14-minute blink with boots too and a bottle. That's possible, but you need to be uncontested, and that rarely happens in a tourney game like this on high level. But it is possible.
So the life prevention of Lord South Forest, it's fairly okay here. You got Rhapsody with that Disco Inferno. You have Puppet Master ideally could be getting a Whispering Helm, even a similar rage for late game. So there is it's not maybe the Wild Soul counter necessarily, but I mean in general it still could be classified as a pretty just solid ability as well, of course. So
yeah,
we will have that there.
And I think the hue has actually come to stay in Lords of Forest unless something happens to it in terms of nerfs, because it is really strong. Even doesn't matter how many times you almost kill it, it's always gonna farm pretty good. I mean, you rarely see Lords of Forest end the game with less than 300, 400, 500 GPM. Of course, depends on winning or losing, but the hero always seems to find farm and get that eventual sheepstick or tablets or whatever teamfight item that your team needs. And it's really hard to kill and deals a lot of damage, so it's definitely a new interesting hero.
Absolutely, and it's fun again. There's been a couple of those that we have been noticing. So yeah, Lord South Forest maybe amongst that list of ones that's going to just be a thing now. Geomancer not on that list. This is a long time we've seen a Geomancer, and man, I've had this. I've brought it up before. I honestly feel like we should see a little bit more Geomancer because he's kind of a counterpart to a Magmus, and for how much we see Magmus, but. I'm just glad to see it here for 2-0, and we'll see what he's able to make happen. I will say that if Magmus can land a huge stun onto a couple people that are close, with the Geomancer follow-up, that's a long stun and damage output in that synergy, if they can manage to bring it all together here. With Magmus stuns into Geomancer ulti, then follow up with the stun, but it's really hard to execute because usually not in position. You have to blink onto them, and then if you blink in, you kind of have to stun first, usually. But then you have to blink in ulti and then wait a little bit with your stun and then use it. And that could make you vulnerable. I wonder how it works with the Moira Arcane Vortex, the crystal field that is, of Geomancer. Like, will it be delayed by it and then take a while after it comes out? Because if you pop that and then you use the G-ulti, if you time it correctly, it doesn't explode. Like, the people inside the vortex do not take damage if it explodes before it, but if you can time it correctly so it explodes when they get out of it, that could be a pretty good synergy, for sure. Alright, I don't think we necessarily talked about that, but it's definitely the synergy, now you mention it. See, that's what I'm wondering, though, if the ability itself gets, like, sucked in, or if it actually is just on the ground and then it'll happen. Okay, so it does not actually get sucked in. Cause it's like an eruption, or a Kraken ulti, it's just on the ground next to it, and then it probably won't do anything, so. Gotcha. So then that probably is, I think that's even more effective, because things like a Shatterstorm Alosa, I feel like he gets, like, sucked into the Arcane Vortex, and then it, like, delays it even further from happening. So. That's because it pauses buffs on heroes, and that's kind of like a buff or something that's activated on him, so that kind of pauses that, That makes sense. All right. Well, possibly see that interaction here, I'm sure, throughout this game. So, got our matchups, though. I mean, speaking of Geomancer, he's going up against a solo Puppet Master, but Puppet, pretty good laner himself, and would think that he's going to do well here.
Yeah, I think he's going to do pretty well. Maxing out the Earth's Grasp, I think he can do a lot of harass damage onto Puppet. He can at least do better than the Magnus, and the Magnus is in trouble in the mid lane, as we speak.
Oh, the Lava Surge! She's just out of range.
Yeah, oof. He was fine. He also had the Steam Buff to disjoint and Rhapsody auto attack if need be, so... But I think he underestimated a bit the War Cry from Warbeast. Definitely amplifies the damage of the mid lane here. And it's pretty interesting that Sip is offlane Bubbles, and Behemoth is the farming initiator mid. I thought it would be the other way around, kinda, but I like the idea here. It's gonna secure Behemoth farm, and Haxman's gonna do fine bottom, and Warbeast is gonna farm. So 3 heroes are gonna farm for their team, while Bubbles is gonna try and get experience as he can here.
Oh, speaking of Bubbles though, double damage Lord Force. How about that blocking, man? He's just completely standing in front of Bubbles right there and preventing him from actually getting a Shell Surf off eventually. I think it wasn't cooldown there, that's why he wasn't using it, of course, so... in the end, finds a kill.
I think that's the weakness of Sippe. Like, he gets too comfortable in his lane that he's doing so well, and then he shells for farm, as he did up top, and then of course that's on cooldown, and then the rotation happens, and the Moira stun can actually connect, and he has no way of getting out. So, usually he does very well, and that seems to be his downfall in the lane at times.
Yeah, it's a little too greedy. So, we'll see how he performs now after that first death, if anything kind of... You know, that was that's the thing. It's like, all right, you get one, and then all right, now time to play a little safer, perhaps. But
it's impressive that 3 minutes into the game, the Suicide Bubbles is level 4. I mean, Moira has not been able to harass him out of the lane pretty well. Moira is not a good lane zoning support, but it should still do fine against the Bubbles. But of course, the Warcry is also a big issue here, as he's been leveling that up now. But still impressive that he is level 4.
You look at Magnus. He's setting up bottom down here. Puppet knows something's up. Must have seen him come over here at least. He's going to walk right by him. I don't think this is going to result in much. Yeah, he'll just realize that. Oh, he sees me. Geomancer. He is going to follow this up, though. The dig comes out. Rhapsody nearby. The heal's happening with the Disco Inferno, but if he's moving, he's not going to heal the course, and it will go down. Does Puppet Master. The turn on a Geomancer now. When we're auto attack, he will fall at least, so it is a 1-for-1, but... Puppet, he might have expected his teammates to be a little closer there initially, because it's been
a pretty good rotation from Magnus. He is almost dying mid, so and he can't really get that much experience. Serena has been doing a good job zoning him out of the lane, then making a rotation onto the Puppet, who is definitely vulnerable, being in a 1-versus-1 scenario here.
Lord Salforus actually does remain on top of the GPM chart. He does have that bloodlust, but in the jungle in general, it seems like he's doing pretty damn good. He's got a nice little stack camp right here. He's going to maybe wait to triple stack it even. Get some good farm there. Going the Blood Chalice, of course. Behemoth, though, I'm curious to see. Again, I assume it is going to be the as soon as possible portal key here on Behemoth. But yeah, farming in the middle lane. He's setting himself up for that pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
There's the Abyssal Skull on Warbeast.
Yeah, it's hurting them a bit that Sip is doing so well up here. 200 plus GPM on a Bubbles. It's usually when you pick Bubbles up in the offlane there, it's gonna suffer a lot. And he's level 5 after 5 minutes. He's soon 6 compared to what Geomancer and Magnus has. That's he has a lot more, and Behemoth has a lot more too. So Sync is in a really good spot here in terms of initiation.
Middle lane, Magnus. Bubbles coming in with that, I almost thought he had haste for a second. He's fast, but no, just waddling through. But Magnus is just going to walk it off, as Behemoth couldn't really get an angle on him again. Fissure Stun was just coming off cooldown, but look at the invis here.
The first TP down here is with the smoke activated. Oh, and that's why.
Yep. Yeah, Geomancer trying to get away. He actually stuns into them, though. Yeah, that was unfortunate. The Crystal Field even used. Obviously not going to happen, though. Lord Salforce, in the meantime, is in pursuit. I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough either, though.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He was just planning to go down and kill the Puppet, but Puppet initiates on Geomancer instead, and then Geomancer thought he was fine, and Puppet missed a kill, but then he just stuns into 2 heroes. That's so unfortunate for them. But, yeah, both teams wanted to make a play down there, and Sync won. He's the beam of mid.
Initiation here. Behemoth now running back, has the untying on him. He's going to start ticking him down, but should be fine in the long run. Unless Moira gets some more damage. He does, but no, it's not going to be long enough. And he'll start regenning with that bottle. So a little bit of back and forth there in the middle. Swiftblade will take advantage of this, aggressively pushing in the top lane. Squirry here. He has 380 gold per minute right now, so has that assist. Is going to put some pressure on the tower again, and Behemoth, though, finally comes through. Will stall it for the time being. In fact, they're trying to set up a possible kill on him, but I think they realize he's fallen too far back now, so unless he goes back in here. Bubbles is level 6. He doesn't have a TP or anything like that, though, so I think that's going to be a free tower push for Swiftblade.
Yeah, and Mr. is doing the right thing. He should not risk dying. He has a lot of farm on him at this point, so dying for a possible deny is not worth it at all, especially since he's alone too.
Dude, Hellborn
Perhaps he actually puts a aggressive void of sight here, but it is spotted by Xerax void of his own, or should be at least. He should know that there's a void placed right there. So, and he's actually getting the bottom too, so if they can counter both of those wards, it's gonna put Sync in the dark here a bit, and it might open room for some plays. Bottom
Oh boy, yeah, and that was 100% Zlapped right there. He had the Hellhounds spotting him the whole way in. He had them near the tower, then he started running down and just set up, and the Hellhounds were following him the whole time, so they knew exactly where he was, just a matter of when they initiated. And set up an easy kill. Obviously Zlapped plenty of experience on Warbeast and showing more of it right there.
Yeah.
Easy kill.
Bubbles is level 6 in the vicinity here.
Uh-oh.
Of course, it's not that good against.
Well, Silence is pretty good too.
It is. The Puppet Show is always a strong ability, but
Yeah.
he can't just stun away and then not take the stun. If he gets to do it, yeah.
Yeah, the Kelp field maybe not that strong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Legion Freys destroyed Hellborn Tower.
The free tower push for them, and yeah, momentum has definitely swung quite a bit in Sync's favor again. 2,000 goalie, 2,000 experience seed. The bright star, though, is no doubt Swiftblade. Squirry here, 420 gold per minute. He is actually tops in the game right now, still is, and in fact, Lord Zalforce is close behind him at 400 gold per minute. So I guess it's going to come down to the question of how impactful is that going to be here, because Magnus and Geomancer are getting really a whole lot of nothing here in the meantime.
Yeah, they are. I think that's the big story of the game. That Sync that has Warbeast, Behemoth, and Puppet farming well, while Zip is actually getting a lot of experience, while the Hellborn side only has Zalforce and Swiftblade doing well, while both Moira, Magnus, and Geomancer are suffering in the laning phase. So they have one more hero doing well. That's of course harder to deal with when you're behind like that.
Moira setting up. It looks like she wants to try to help with the kill here at the bottom lane, setting up for spawning an illusion. Might find a chance here onto Rhapsody. A dying spit out. Moira does spawn the illusion down here. Actually blocks Rhapsody initially, and that shouldn't be a kill in the end. Yeah, gonna tick her down. Meanwhile, over here, Puppet Master. But he gets some backup in Bubbles. Crystal Field, it's gonna be dodged. That's the downside of a Crystal Field. It's fairly easy to notice if you're not stunned prior to it. You can pretty much avoid it easily, so.
Yeah. It needs some kind of setup stun for sure. To go with it, that's for sure. But it still zoned them out, so they couldn't really walk through it or anything, and made them get away. So
you could use it as a wall.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. Kind of above wall-ish.
But in the end, obviously they had to fall back from there. You see Lord South Forest again. He has a lot of farm, but only does so much if he's not using it. And he's going to go for a triple stack Ancients again. He really has proven to be one of the best triple stack Ancient clears, that's for sure too. We'll talk about that a little bit.
I think Sibis Shellsurf may have spotted that out from the river down there. But yeah, Zlapped is sending out wolves now. I think he spotted it, but they're gonna be a bit too late, it seems.
Yeah, Bubbles is too low on mana to try anything crazy here.
Yeah. So they'll have to give up these 2 Dragon Masters now.
Are they giving
Unless
it
they
up?
want to make something happen here.
Okay, yeah. Somebody can't.
Not sure they should at this point. I think they're fine farming. Swiftblade is pushing top tower. It's just, I mean, it's honestly just about 400 gold, so, or maybe less, 300 to 400. Or a 5-0 rotation.
Yeah, I think Swiftblade was TPing in actually, but then he decided, yeah, it wasn't worth it, so he canceled it and continued to push top here. So he doesn't have a TP currently. He wanted to be careful about that, as he's pushing a secondary tower here. Do they have a way to stop him? I guess they do not, actually.
Could make a play in the mid lane. Bubbles is running away from the Magnus illusion here, and they know that there should be no Bubbles, so they're gonna go.
Yeah, there we go. Behemoth, he gets a shockwave off. They'll protect him, Melody. He doesn't need a heal when he gets immune. However, he went out of range. at the last second. I mean, he probably was dead after that anyways. Eventually did stop. Serenia goes down, but she gets a double tap before she does. As she also happened to get the kill on Lord Zalforce right there. So, hey, a 2 for 2, actually. I think that's pretty good for Sync, considering how it started.
It was very well played from Serenia, sitting behind the behemoth there. Of course, nice turn from Masera there, but Serenia keeping his cool, saving him initially, and then getting the last hit onto, was it Magnus, and then hitting this down on the other target, securing the kill on that, to guy too. So, huge play from him.
There's a portal key on Behemoth, sure enough.
Still think it's the right decision from them. I mean, Geomancer Magnus has a lot of damage early on, so trying to go around with those two together, trying to set up kills, I think that's how they're gonna get their blinks. It's not static farming a lane at this point. I think they will get punished for that.
Yeah.
Especially now since Behemoth has its portal key, but they shouldn't know that yet. Oh, they do know now because of the water side over here. So also Force should see them at...
Behemoth, he's running in. Nope, never mind. Yeah, the ward of sight. Spotting a little too much there.
That's a lot of wards invested onto the same spot here, with 2 wards. It's gonna make them a bit vulnerable elsewhere when you're used to like this.
Yeah, that is, isn't it? Interesting. Really a similar area that they cover. Is this a double stack? Yeah, double stack Ancients right here, though, for the meantime.
I guess he really values to have vision on the Ancients now, expecting the Legion side to take them and then maybe be low on them, and that could force them to, or that could, yeah, put them in position to make a play there to get some good kills, easy on, or easy kills.
Yeah, a little unfortunate. They were around here at the Ancients around 1250, and none of them were going to stack it. And I think they realized that after 13, they were kind of up there like, oh, crap, we missed. So it still needs to be triple stack. But Puppet Master, he's in trouble here possibly. No, they couldn't do it in time. Yeah, by the time they were rotating over, he's already falling back, actually.
Yeah. Unfortunate for them there. That could be a huge kill, especially because he's going Whispering Hill. He wants to farm this game.
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of farming for this team. Mid lane.
Wow, Behemoth jumping in really aggressively there. Caught Swiftblade initially. He's already dying. Yes, he does go down. The Crystal Field again missing right there. Arcane Vortex actually hits just Geomancer, I believe. Oh no, it did catch Rhapsody in there as well. But Geomancer will go down shortly after. So that start, man. I mean, Swiftblade, he could not do a damn thing there.
If the puppet show wasn't on him, he would have been able to turn his ultimate for sure, and that could have been better for them. But was not to be. Mid lane, they're going for more.
They want something out of this. No buybacks happening. This is just simply 3 players going into 5. And let me do the math real quickly. Yeah, that's not usually something you want to be doing. Double tap for Haxorin. Moira's also in trouble. Well, maybe not. She does get the TP out in front of them, but again, the tower deny, I guess. It was actually denied, so that's a well play by Moira. I didn't even notice that till the last second. But again, the big picture, fighting into that as 3. I mean, it's not like they were all really low or anything like that either.
No, I'm not sure how they expected that to go well. If you stand in on Magnus, do you have to channel your option too? I don't know.
Yeah.
They should know. All that was used was the Behemoth ultimate right there, and of course Warbeast ultimate, but they still had the rest available. Puppet ulti was up, Rhapsody ulti, so I'm not sure what they expected there. It was just a donation of kills.
Yeah, that's one of those, you gotta wonder if they're feeling good right now or not in the Skype call. Maybe some debates going on perhaps, but the term you could also throw around is that tilt a little bit. But in the end, I mean, there still is game left for 2-0 here. Again, we're still very early on and only about 15 minutes or so. In fact, I mean, hell, up until those fights were happening, you could argue that they were in the lead, really. I mean, it really was just
it was even before
yeah.
that mid-fight there. Yeah, I think it was even a golden experience. They were fine. So it's a bit interesting. So Forrest is charging up here. They want to make a play.
Yeah, trying to. He's going to steal some Ancients at least. Well, there's something there. I don't know if he got all these or happened to come in and clean up, but still got something out of it. And again, Swiftblade going the Firebrand here. That's going to be finished actually onto him. So going a very core build as a carry.
Magnus ulti bottom. It looks a little bit desperate, honestly, at this point. They're not that bad off. They can still win the game, but it seems that they're making some desperation moves so far. Magnus starting at Warbeast, then ulting, and Warbeast just ultis and runs away and has half-life.
Yeah, did he just not assume he had mana or something? Because that'll never work,
Maybe,
obviously.
Yeah. It did get a buff where it's reduced to 75 mana instead of 100. Maybe that was it, that he didn't realize that or didn't remember it. That could be it, yeah.
Maybe that was, yeah. Maybe you kind of just hoped that was the case, but yeah, definitely missing it on that there. But yeah, as long as he has mana for that ultimate, there's really no way that the Warby should be in trouble unless he's obviously very, very low on life. But not the case there. Zlapped does get away, and he's got a Brutalizer actually just around the corner now himself. He's not even feeling. I mean, this is definitely a shrunken head game, honestly, but I guess he's feeling that confident, you can say. Wants just more aggressive.
Magnus does a blink. Oh, that shockwave.
What a jump! Oh man, I wish I was on top of that, like right on top. I caught it in the corner of the camera, but holy crap! I mean, that was just perfect jump from
Masera
Masera.
hit 4 people on top of each other, and they just melted. Oh my god! Yeah, you see, I was
gonna say,
not spamming.
Yeah,
He always
Masera
spam.
doing it. Yeah, something has to happen here.
That was insane though. It hit everyone and it stunned everyone from the heavyweight too, and then all they had to do was bubble shield surf on top there. I think the rest just got assist from Warby's battle cry and then Disco Inferno put down. But that was all Masera.
I want to see how much of the replay I actually did get of that, because yeah, just in the corner of the camera, that was beautiful from him. And you obviously see the momentum that's really happening after this. Of course, their biggest lead of the game now continuing to be had, and they're going to get the secondary tower at the bottom, too. So only the top one now remains. Geomancer, he is going to cancel Behemoth, actually. Here's some revenge kill coming out, but Sync didn't necessarily fall back all the way. They're still here, kind of. In fact, Behemoth gets the fissure off, protecting Melody. Behemoth is out of range. The Arcane Vortex, though, is going to suck him in. He is going to come out, eventually does fall, but at what cost here? Crystal Field will land, and there's the turn that the Hellborn team was looking for. Hat trick coming out. You see Warbeast on the run. So a sign of life there for 2-0 at least, with a great turn on their part.
We actually saw a bit of the synergy between Magnus and Geomancer. If they can land their abilities, the enemy team will die. I mean, there's nothing they can do about it if that lands together, comes in perfectly. And Geomancer hit the ulti there, and what was it, 3 targets? And that did 450 magic damage. That's a lot. It's almost an AoE Witch Layer ulti level 1. So, plus a stun on top.
No, it's the wombo combo is definitely there with some great damage. So yeah, I got the replay up right here of that huge Behemoth ultimate in the corner there. Absolutely beautiful. But again, a hat trick for Pexu in the meantime, and like you're talking about the synergy. Now if they're able to do that without the prior happening, and again, this is definitely still game left here, if not because of that. So Squirry on Swiftblade. Again, he's not going skyrocketing, but he's doing it well. But Pexu actually just continues to do very well right here on South Forest.
It seems no matter what, this hero will always do well. I talked about it earlier, but it seems to just it always finds the farm it needs. He's going for a Mighty Blade here. I'm not sure. Maybe a Shrunken Head. I wouldn't be against that. It's pretty good. It's really good against Bubbles. It's also good against Puppet Master, Behemoth, and Rhapsody, of course. As a solo kill comes up top with the Shockwave used.
Yep. Takes out Magnus up there, so obviously Shockwave on cooldown now, but important kill to be had. And you do see Geomancer, as beautiful as that was with Synergy. I mean, he's level 11 now, which is good, but he still does not have that portal key. At least I assume that's what he's going for. And actually, he's on the run here.
That's you can't TP now because of the kill field. So oh, he uses it there. Now he can TP.
He thought he was TPing already, probably. Yeah. He's still not going for it though. A little surprised by that. That was his chance.
Does he have a tablet? Oh, okay.
No, he's good. Okay.
Knowing Sippe, he always has a tablet. So.
Not there. The one time he doesn't. Gets away. So. Good getaway for him. But yeah, again, Portakey 1,200 gold saved up, so he's working towards it very slowly. But trying to get there. Speaking of Zibit, by the way, did go the post haste on him. And oh, they're going to find Swiftblade. Do they have enough damage? Absolutely they have enough damage. Wow.
Yeah. Puppet ulti is enough for sure. And then with Behemoth on top of that, that's a one shot.
Yeah, he stunned them both next to each other, and he just saw just above half-life to just 0. One stun. There's the Brutalizer, and I think actually now a full Shrunken Head finished on Warbeast, if I'm not mistaken, so he's got that combo here.
Zlapped is scouting them out with Wolves here, but they only have Rhapsody in him, so this is something he does very well. That every Warbeast player should do is scout around and find kills with the Warbeast Wolves.
Where?
60 degree shield breaker.
Oh, shield breaker. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I saw something being purchased for the Warhammer, but all right. So he keeps the aggression again. This is a very shrunken head team, you would think, but they're so far ahead that he just figures more damage is the case. That's gonna work. So.
Yeah, so far he's picked up a shrunken too.
Huh.
Well, if they do manage to land the wombo combo onto a couple people, then that's gonna go good for them. They will win a fight for sure.
Yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to keep an eye on as this game progresses here. As, again, I know it's a comfortable lead for Sync, but this is one of those. This is a very greedy play by Zlapped on this Warbeast. Not going the Shrunken. Now, Rhapsody is going to get caught. And that's a bound eye on top of that, so not too shabby for them. Unless Bubble steals it! Oh my gosh. They took a while to realize. I don't know if they were talking it over or what, but Bubbles is like, you know what? I'll just snag this.
Just shell surf. Press portal key, take it, and then shell out. So, oh.
Good luck chasing the bubbles, man.
Yeah, it was the right spot. It was just a little less than a half second too late. So, yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah,
Also, it's a good swing because they could start regaining some map control with that. Oh, mid lane. Yep. He was so close to his portal key as well. Yeah. Nothing seems to really go 2-0's way at this point.
In fact, I'm also just noticing this. I mean, look at the hero kill stats. You got Salforce has 8 of the hero kills. Only one other hero has one, and Geomancer at 1. So that kind of gives you a good idea right now, just again where this game's kind of at here.
Looking at damage chart, Swiftblade has 1%. That's not where you want to be.
Wow.
It's a high TV.
Well, like, I mean, some are kind of understandable to maybe be that low, still, but yeah, Swiftblade definitely needs to have more hero damage.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's also the credit of Sync managing to burst him down before he does much. They keep getting picked off though. That's yeah.
And that's a streak stopper too, actually. So even some nice bonus gold for that. And the one hero that's actually doing pretty damn good, Behemoth. He's well not caught up here, but he was trying to make a play here on a Magnus. The tablet kind of caused a little bit of an issue though, and he got stunned. So Magnus will survive, but again, it's going to be a free conquer kill. Probably give it to Puppet. Puppet does now have a shrunken head, so they will at least have one of those here in the hands of Puppet Master, which again are obviously is going to be very good here against this makeup. And 2,500 gold on Behemoth, by the way. Something big coming up here.
Might even go for something like a Frostfield plate if this keeps going longer, but else he could just buy something.
This is actually.
But
go ahead.
Zlapped bought a shield breaker, so getting damage himself and coming with the enraged build here could be an option too.
It has to happen. Yep. This is the game. There's the level 3 shield breaker. But yeah, speaking of Warbeast, this is actually kind of pointed out in chat. It's even kind of a little funnier now, but Zlapped is 1-0-14 on Warbeast, so that's kind of an interesting stat line there, having the 14 assists.
That war cry.
Might get another one right here because of that battle cry. Oh, no, we didn't have it up. Never mind.
Oh, he didn't use it. On Magnus used the Eruption in the background. He just died too quickly on Salforce.
But,
yeah, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. If they keep getting picked off, so it's clear that they have to do something. So try and go as 5 together, deward some area, or try and force a fight at some point, because this is not working clearly. They have been picked up like 3, 4, 5 times now. At some point, you gotta make a play and say, okay, either we're done in this game, or we try to make a play and stop dying, because that's definitely not gonna win us the game.
So Macera kind of even goes next level here, and he just goes right into the Rift Shards, actually, instead of the Assassin Shroud.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, yes, it still would be a little trolly, but there is a little bit of value in Assassin Shroud still, so that would have been fun to see. But yeah, just going straight Rift Shards, man, that's just complete troll.
I like it. No, I think it's fine at this point. They're so far ahead, they're comfortable, they're content that they're gonna win this game. Even if he dies, he still has his team to carry him. Even like a Storm is obviously the best choice to just save whoever they go on. So. It's just solo kill potential.
Yeah, he has the item so that to do his job appropriately, at least the big part of it, of the jumping in, ulting, and setting up fissures. So, and then he can have fun bashing people.
Exactly.
Once he's accomplished that. So.
Well, he has 500 damage, and he's gonna get 1.9 times that. So it's with battle cry, it's 1,000 damage.
Oh yeah. It's definitely hard hitting.
Dude, The Legion
There goes the
Freys
tower.
destroyed Hellborn Tower.
So that is the last outer tower now. So 2-0. Gonna possibly have one more fight left in them. Unfortunately, Magnus is not going to be a part of that fight possibly, because he's in trouble here. And he's dead, in fact. So the Bound Eye making it so he was seen through the steam bath anyways. So Zibe picks up the solo kill. And oh wow, Geomancer still doesn't have a portal key. As I'm saying this, he nearly got caught. That would have really been something, but at least he stays alive there. And he can just sell the buckler now and get it, but I'm surprised if he does something like that here.
I think he should. There's no reason not to. The buckler's not going to save him. The portal key has way higher value than that.
Well, he's sold something else. I think he sold the homecoming stone that he had, which at this point, I guess, yeah, it's kind of silly to have. They're sitting in their base.
And wanting more gold. Here we go. He should buy it.
All right.
Possibly the final stand here.
Yep. It's definitely going to be something here. 2,000 gold on Swiftblade, saving up for his buyback. Does have the Frostburn and the Abyssal Skull. So, nice little core here at least, but meanwhile, Behemoth has, I think, might even be 2 more levels coming out.
They could bait the Swift, have him in front, have him absorb some of the huge abilities, then he buys back and they go. That could be an option to where way they could win this fight.
There we go! Oh. That wasn't really best communication there. Meanwhile, in the background, Swiftblade, though, he cuts through Rhapsody at least. And now he's doing good damage to Bubbles, actually. So good damage overall, and 3-year-old's dead just like that. So Warby's got caught, but now Puppet Master trying to hold his ground. He drops a half-life, and he may end up falling. No, he's setting up the turn. What a turn from Behemoth! The Rift Shards are working, baby. Down goes Moira. Puppet Master is going to fall, but Token brings it right back up, of course. But double Depper Master. Ooh, if he got an auto attack off there, that would have been big. He didn't get the chance, though. But yeah, the crit's kind of working. I didn't notice the number, but
they worked there. That was a huge hold, even though it wasn't that beautifully initiated. He got the 1k crit off, and then he critted again to get the kill. If he didn't get 2 crits in a row, he wouldn't have gotten that kill onto, I can't remember if it was Geomancer who the last one was. But still impressive that they can hold this. It's worth noting that Behemoth did not have Shockwave early on, so he couldn't blink in. He had to sit out, and that's the only reason why they could not counter-initiate, and it went so well for them. Of course, Warby's not having a shrunken head too doesn't make it any easier, because that's the only reason he died as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Geomancer, and yeah, right, they're not having the Shockwave. That was pretty impactful. And, again, I do look at Warby's there and see that, you know, he got caught initially and then just died shortly after because he just got stun locked down completely, but not having a Shrunken will do that, so.
It didn't work out that bad as it looked, honestly, because Geomancer did stun Warbeast, and then when he came out of the Arcane Vortex, he was still stunned because it just hit him. So he was still stunned for another 2 seconds there, and they had time to react to it and find his position and keep him stunned again. So not too bad, and Moira landed a huge mana sound onto Bubbles that guaranteed that kill before Bubbles did too much. So it was pretty well fought for them. But just the crits from Behemoth was too much.
Yeah, he got, it's like 1,056 or something like that onto the Geomancer. So it's actually only level 3, not even level 4 yet, but just about there to maximum value now.
And he needs these spell shards too, the double shard build, and then the rest of stone. And he is good to go 1v5.
Yeah, I can see that. See that being a thing here.
Of course, that's too much farm, but I think that's his items, at least. But, I mean, they're still in the game. If they can manage to... I think they should go 5 and try and find some pickoffs. That's what I would do, at least. Would tell my team to. It's the only way we can come back in the game.
Yeah.
It is a bit discouraging when you're so far ahead, as the Legion side was, to lose a fight like that, 3 for nothing, before anything really happened in their favor.
Also want bigger and better items on heroes like Swiftblade and Lord South Forest. They're kind of getting there. You got 3,300 gold on South Forest. You know, Sheepstick tends to be kind of a popular time for him here. So we'll see if that's the case. At this point, you got Swiftblade. He bought a Mighty Blade. So I guess his own Shrunken Head, actually, yeah. Going to be happening here.
Yeah, you're probably right, yeah. I would like to see some of them pick up some armor items, like AoE, Abyssal Skull, Bulwark, or something, because those shield breakers and stuff, it's gonna deal a lot of damage when you only sit on 6 or 5 armor Moira, 6 armor Magnus, 5.5 armor Geomancer, so it's basically true damage if they don't pick up any kind of armor. They need something.
Moira. Okay, just scouting out here with the illusion. So Forrest heading towards the top to clear up that creep wave that's pushing into the base once again.
So Forrest has 3,600 gold actually. I guess he's saving for Sheepstick instead of something like a Bulwark or Abyssal Skull. Oh, they actually have Abyssal Skull and Swiftplate. That's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bulwark could be good for them with Demonic. It's also hard to argue with Sheepstick, of course, but still.
Meanwhile, Magnus, he gets found by Behemoth. Again, Shockwave was used there.
Yeah.
But still,
They're just farming the entire map. They have to make a play. It's the same situation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was a 3-shot right there onto a Lord Self-Forest. So much deeps on the hacks here on the Puppet Master. And he didn't mention, oh! The Arcane Vortex actually whiffs. And then the Puppet's just going to walk right on up and then 2-shot essentially Moira right there.
Yeah.
As Geomancer gets away. Self-Forest, oh yeah, he bought back, that's why.
Here comes War Beast.
Uh-oh. Now Self-Forest, he may need to buy back a second time actually. He dies shortly after again. That's not as planned.
Yeah. War Beast crits 500 twice on him because he has no armor. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know that they were behind here, but I feel like that could have been a little bit better of a chance, giving themselves a little bit better of a chance to try to make something happen here. But they're going to try it here now. There's the second buyback. The Crystal Field not really the greatest. Eruption comes out. He missed the stun, though, on Rhapsody. Thus, a lot of damage was mitigated. She does eventually fall. Already done her job, though. However, Pexu, or not Pexu, but Warbeast is getting low, but not low enough, or maybe the Undying actually may kill him here. As it looks like it is. Yes, so Warbeast will go down. Self-Forest doing work there. Puppet Master has to fall back before he ends up dying, but now he's turning. Lord Self-Forest falls, and Moira, the last man standing. GG's being called. It's official. Sync Esports will take out 2-0. 2 games to 0. And they are moving on to the playoffs. So they're going to be matched up, of course, against Bad Monkey Gaming in the first round of the playoffs. So looking forward to seeing how that works. But 2-0, unfortunately, going to end up short here. They will be knocked out of the Time to Win Heroes of Newerth Invitational, but definitely a fun performance nonetheless here. Near, yeah, so final thoughts on the game here.
Yeah, it was, I think, close. It was really hard for them to come back from that 4-man Shockwave from Azera. I mean, that was amazing from him. So, yeah, that's just almost impossible to come back from. Also, the momentum that gives, it's really tough. So, yeah, well played from Sync again.
All right, got the brackets right here. Going to be seeing what we're dealing with once again for the visual. So here we go. Again, so the brackets, the playoff set is, you see here, Bad Monkey Gaming versus Sync Esports, and then Complexity Gaming versus Fresh is how our top 4 teams look. It'll happen on Wednesday. Will be the first round matches. We'll have, I assume, BMG versus Sync first, and then that'll be followed by Complexity versus Fresh at the same times at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. And then on Friday will be the grand finals, actually. The third place match first, followed by the grand finals. And again, the third place match, there will be its own €500 prize pool on the line there itself. So they are playing for something there too, which is cool. So, but the grand finals, that's of course going to be the big one, and that'll be the final match on Friday. So yeah, a little bit unique of a schedule here, but filling in for other days as obviously HoN Tour Season 4 Cycle 5 starts this weekend, and thus happens on Tuesday and Thursday next week as well with the group stages. So we got a lot of consecutive days again continuing here of Heroes of Newerth. Monday is going to be the only day where there will not be HoN content as far as tournament play goes, but other than that, it's every day all the way through next Sunday, in fact. Going to be Heroes of Newerth here on Honcast, so definitely a good amount of HoN set up for you guys as far as coverage. And the Time to Win tournament, definitely a big part to thank for that. So, again, check them out if you haven't yet, guys. Sign up as their site officially launches on Monday with their platform and everything. Going to be a lot of fun here with their own matchmaking and tournament setups and everything. So, we are going to be wrapping up, so want to give you a chance, as always, to any shout-outs, anything else you want to say?
No, good games today, and look forward to the next ones coming up. So, fun cast.
Was indeed. And we are going to be back tomorrow once again with that said, guys. HoN Tour Season 4 Cycle 5 again kicks off the group stages. Let me even check to see if the brackets are up. Assume they are by now, but nothing up yet, actually. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, well, anyways, we're going to be back tomorrow casting the group stages. It's no doubt going to be obviously good group matches coming at us, and we'll see about you guys in Evil Corporation, how you defend your title now of Cycle 4 going into this fifth cycle.
We have to do something here to prove our worth again after those two double zeros here. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 2-1, 2-0, yeah.